unequivocal support for Israel, Argentina's Javier Milei will be first non-Jew to win the Jewish Nobel. That's right. Javier Milei is becoming an honorary Jew. At a ceremony scheduled to take place in the Knesset on Wednesday, Argentina's president will receive the $1 million Genesis Prize. Never before has the prize been awarded to a figure so shrouded in controversy. President Javier Milei of Argentina will become the first non-Jew to receive the Genesis Prize, which likes to call itself the Jewish Nobel, at a special ceremony at the Knesset on Wednesday. Milei is also the first head of state to be awarded the prize. Contrary to previous recipients, the right-wing libertarian, who has been referred to as Donald Trump's favorite president, is far from a consensus figure. Known for his unruly hair and foul mouth, Milei has declared war against what he describes as the mental virus of woke ideology, attacking radical feminism and gender ideology since taking office in December 2023. Yes, this is how most of us became acquainted with Javier Milei, the famous shit leftists video.
Zurdo de mierda, no le podés dar ni un milímetro. Todos los que, digamos, los colectivistas, los que ponen, digamos, o sea, esa idea.
¿Por qué le pones de mierda, digamos?
Porque son una mierda.
O sea, no, pero si pensás distinto, te van a aniquilar.
They will kill you. This is the point.
Es decir, vos al zurdo no le
you
podés
can't
dar un
give shit
milímetro.
leftists an inch. Yes, so that is the foul-mouthed, wild-haired man. That's the honorary Jew. Javier Milei, everybody. In announcing this year's decision, the Genesis Prize Foundation said that Milei was chosen for his unequivocal support for Israel, including reversing decades of anti-Israel votes by Argentina at the United Nations, designating Hamas and Hezbollah as terrorist organizations, and reopening investigations into the AMIA and Israel embassy bombings in the 1990s.
He has also agreed to be circumcised with a chainsaw.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Genesis Prize was launched in 2013 by a group of Russian Jewish billionaires, Mikhail Friedman, Peter Avin, and Herman Kanto, to recognize Jews who have attained excellence and international renown in their chosen professional fields. Previous Genesis Prize recipients include singer and actress Barbra Streisand, filmmaker Steven Spielberg, former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, violinist Itzhak Perlman, Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla, sculptor Anish Kapoor, actor Michael Douglas, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft, and famed Soviet dissident Natan Sharansky. Although he had demonstrated an unusual fascination with Judaism, going so far as to say he plans to convert, Milei is not Jewish. And yes, here is some of that unusual fascination with Judaism. So Milei came to power in December of 2023, and one of the first trips he made as head of state in Argentina was to Israel. And so we'll take a look at this. Once again, we will replace the copyrighted music with our own. That wall, they ham it up for that wall. He's crying.
It's the wall of an old Roman fort.
He's good. He really sells it. Look at that.
Did he walk into that wall with an erection?
Hurt yourself.
Look,
that
man,
way.
if he stuck his dick in that wall, I promise you he wouldn't be the first.
Really moved. You know, some people go to that wall and they just kind of like, you know, when Obama goes to the wall, he kind of fakes it. You know, he kind of puts his hand on it. Stands there. This guy, waterworks.
Yes, somebody made this point. What other religion makes people go and practice their religion? Like the Muslims don't make you go on the Hajj to show respect for Islam. You're not a Muslim. Right. Why would you have people who are not Jewish go weep at the Wailing Wall? It doesn't mean anything for. I mean, it might mean something for Milei, right?
I mean,
accountability.
Yeah.
You know, when JD Vance went and visited the Vatican, they didn't make him molest somebody. I mean, it's just
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, what's with that? The gift will be presented to him by Knesset Speaker Amir Ohana and Stan Polovitz, the Genesis Prize chairman, after which the Argentine president will deliver a speech to Israeli lawmakers. Recipients of the Genesis Prize have all donated their gift to charitable causes. In a statement, the foundation said that Milei's $1 million prize would be used to launch a major new initiative aimed at improving diplomatic relations between Israel and select Latin American countries, while also encouraging these countries to combat anti-Semitism, implement market-oriented reforms, and promote freedom and liberty. Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, of course, promoting freedom and liberty is at odds with these crackdowns on anti-Semitism. What does that mean? That means more state censorship.
Well, and this goes back to what I was
of anti-Zionist speech, and that's obviously what this is about. They see a potential ally in a part of the world that is not particularly friendly to them, and so they're going to grease the skids.
Well, and this is why I say, you go move to these countries and assume you can escape. You don't know that you can escape. Look at this. You go someplace in Central South America. You don't know if this money winds up finding its way to that country, influencing its politicians, and they have the same policies you emigrated to get away from.
Exactly. The Genesis Prize has been embroiled in several controversies over the years. Actress Natalie Portman, who was picked as the 2018 laureate, announced her decision to boycott the award ceremony in Israel so as to not share a stage with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Following the Portman snub, the foundation decided instead to give a special Lifetime Achievement Award to who? U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
She took it.
She
didn't have any moral
sharing a stage with Benjamin Netanyahu. Who knew Ruth Bader Ginsburg was to the right of Natalie Portman? Wow. The following year, a member of the advisory board resigned to protest the decision to move ahead with honoring Kraft, the Patriots owner, a Jewish-American billionaire, after he was charged with soliciting prostitution. The charges were later dropped.
Well, isn't that what you're doing with this prize?
Yeah, that's basically what the prize is. Yeah, there's some standards they have for this prize, right? Now, this was from Mint Press News, because Mint Press News caught word of this because Milei obviously made very, very public his love of Israel and curiosity, shall we say, about Judaism as soon as he took office. So Mint Press News reports in February this year, Argentinian President Javier Milei has arrived in Tel Aviv, expressing his support for Netanyahu's government and its war against the Palestinian people of Gaza. 3 years ago, Milei was the main speaker at an event of the neo-Nazi organization Aryan Unity Force. And there's the picture there. 3 years ago, the president of Argentina, Javier Milei, was the main speaker at an event of the Nazi organization Aryan Unity Force, convicted by the Argentine justice for neo-Nazis, hate crimes, and racist activities. Today, Milei is traveling to Israel, and of course, Milei blames Musk Nazi salute scandal on international wokeism. Now, if you are anti-Zionist, you don't get a pass for that kind of stuff. And this just shows how all of their charges of anti-Semitism are completely opportunistic and hollow, right? Like, they would never let that go. If one of their critics spoke at an Aryan Unity rally a few years ago, and there's not much reporting on the events and the seriousness of it and the gravity of it, that doesn't matter. If that's in your past, that is a disqualifier if you said a foul word ever about Israel in your life. But if you display fealty to Israel, they'll forgive and forget all that. They don't care. They'll find anti-Semitism where it does not exist amongst their critics, and they will forgive any sign of it where it does exist if you're willing to bend the knee to them. It just shows you how bad faith those accusations are. This guy is the first honorary Jew in the Genesis Prize history. This guy, of all people.
They sent their creepy Children of the Corn out on a boat looking for Greta Thunberg and accusing her of anti-Semitism. And this guy gets a prize.
Yeah. That is pretty wild. It is really also,
if you understand Zionism ideologically, it makes sense that someone who's attracted to Nazism would also be attracted to Zionism. I think that confuses a lot of people because we see that a lot in the space where you'll see people who support Israel were clearly sympathetic to the Nazis. You know, some of them call themselves historians. And people say, well, how could they support both? Because they like the idea of fascist ethno-states. Right. That's the link.
Right. Exactly. It's not hard to see. Not hard to see.
Come see us on tour in Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, Liverpool, Birmingham, and London. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.